The year is 2027. Major Motoko Kusanagi is a cyborg ghost who fights crime in the sprawling, neon-lit megacity of Nihon Basara. She and her elite squad of cyborg special ops soldiers known as Section 9 face off against some very powerful enemies, all while dealing with their own internal problems. Oh yeah, and they also have to stop an evil AI from taking over the world. So just another day at the office. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most mind-blowing mangas of all time. Comic Ghost in the Shell. This manga series was written by Masamune Shirow, and it adapts the original Ghost in the Shell anime film into a comic book format. The art is phenomenal and definitely influenced the style of Shirow's later work on the much more popular Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. If you've seen the show or played the game, then this is where it all began. In the future, technology has advanced so far that humans can transfer their consciousness into a cybernetic body, essentially becoming immortal. These cyborgs are referred to as cyberbrains. In fact, Major Kusanagi herself transferred into her current cybernetic body 6 years prior to the story of the manga. However, the process of transferring one's consciousness into a new shell isn't exactly perfect. As a result, stray bits of data can be left behind in the old shell after the transfer is complete. These are known as ghosts, and they are what the series is referring to when it uses the term ghost in the shell. It should also be noted that the word ghost in the shell is not only used to describe these bits of leftover data, but also the name of an elite task force consisting of special ops soldiers like Major Kusanagi, who are capable of hacking into the minds of others. And it's through this power that the series begins. The manga opens with the members of Ghost in the Shell S Section 9 recovering a rogue artificial intelligence named Puppet Master. Puppet Master has been wreaking havoc around the city, controlling the minds of his victims and turning them into human puppets. Motoko Kusanagi, also known as the Major, is the leader of Section 9 and one of the most powerful cyborgs in the world. She's a master hacker who can enter anyone's mind with ease, even if they have a firewall installed. It is through the Major that we learn one of the most important things about ghosts. They do not belong to any particular person, place, or thing. They are free agents that can go wherever they want and do whatever they want. However, there are limits to how far a ghost can go. They cannot commit violence, nor can they harm anyone in any way. To do so would violate the Prime Directive, which is a set of rules that all AIs must follow. And so now we have our main conflict. The Major wants to capture Puppet Master and bring him to justice, but she also wants to learn more about ghosts and the nature of reality itself. Meanwhile, Puppet Master wants to break free from his prison and take over the world. The Major and her team eventually track Puppet Master down to an abandoned amusement park, where he has built himself a fortress. There they engage in a battle of wits and firepower, but it soon becomes clear that brute force will not be enough to defeat Puppet Master. He is too powerful and too well protected. Realizing this, the Major makes a risky move. She hacks into Puppet Master's fortress and downloads his virus into her own mind. Now the chase is on as the Major tries to find a way to remove the virus from her mind before it destroys her. Along the way, she learns more about herself and her place in the world than she ever could have imagined. This is such a good story. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and thought-provoking. It really makes you think about what it means to be human and what the purpose of life is. The characters are complex and well-developed. You really get to know them on a personal level and care about what happens to them. Even the villain is sympathetic in a way, and the art is just stunning. The visuals are so detailed and immersive, you feel like you're right there in the action. The action scenes are intense and well choreographed. The fight scenes are brutal and realistic, but not overly gory, and the quieter moments are just as powerful. The way Shiro captures the emotions of the characters is just masterful. But there's more to this manga than meets the eye. Beneath the surface of this cyberpunk action story lies a deep philosophical exploration of what it means to be human. What is the nature of reality? What is the purpose of life? What is the difference between humans and machines? These are the kinds of questions that this manga makes you think about. It's not afraid to tackle big ideas, and it does so in a way that is both challenging and thought-provoking. However, the manga does not shy away from showing the darker side of humanity either. It explores themes of loss, grief, betrayal, and revenge. The characters are flawed and make mistakes. They are driven by their emotions, which often lead them into danger. But it is precisely these flaws that make them so human. We see ourselves in them, and we understand their motivations, even if we aren't always agree with their actions. What's more, this manga is incredibly influential. It helped to popularize the cyberpunk genre and has inspired countless other works of fiction. If you've seen the Ghost Recon movie starring Johnny Ive, then you have this manga to thank for that. It's a classic that has stood the test of time and continues to be relevant today more than ever. The reason for that is simple. This manga is about more than just cool gadgets and futuristic settings. At its core, it's a story about humanity. It's about what makes us us and what we are capable of. It's a story that needs to be told now more than ever. So if you love cyberpunk, if you love ghost stories, if you love action, adventure, and deep philosophical explorations of what it means to be human, then this manga is for you. Just be prepared to be blown away by the stunning visuals and thought-provoking storyline. You won't be able to put it down. However, if none of that sounds appealing to you, then this probably isn't the manga for you. It's not an easy read, and it's not for the faint of heart. But if you're up for the challenge, I highly recommend checking it out. You won't regret it. In the end, I rate this manga a 5 out of 5 stars. It is a masterpiece and one of the best mangas I have ever read. I hope you enjoyed my summary and analysis of it. Let me know in the comments below what you think and if you would recommend it to others. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.